Me great honor and pride to introduce you to the Cook County State's Attorney, Anita Alvarez.
Well, thank you. Thanks for that great introduction. And based on the amount of people in this room, it looks like a very successful conference so far. I'm amazed at the amount of people that are here, and welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Cook County. I hope you have the opportunity to really enjoy this beautiful city. And we got great weather today. We've had rain for a couple of days, so this is awesome. So take advantage of it. Get outside, enjoy our lakefront. And I would be remiss in not mentioning we're all on a hockey high right now because the Blackhawks just won the Stanley Cup. So it's an awesome feeling, and it's an awesome feeling particularly for me because I am a hockey mom. Both of my sons play hockey, so I've been going to these cold hockey rinks, for the last 15 years, and so it felt really good to see the Blackhawks bring that trophy home to Chicago. So good afternoon, and I hope that all of the conference lectures and seminars that you'll be going through are going to be effective, and I believe they are. And I looked at your agenda because of the issues that you're going to be covering are issues that are extremely important to all of us, and important particularly to the Latino community. Education, I see that's highlighted in your agenda, and I can't say, more about how important education is, and I'm sure you, as elected, certainly know that. And so that's one of the strongest messages we need to give to our kids and to our community, that education is the key. It's the key that opens so many doors, and it's the one thing that puts you on a level playing field with everybody else. As Lou said, the Cook County State's Attorney is the second largest prosecutor's office in the nation. We're second to Los Angeles. We have over 850 lawyers, and with support staff and investigators, we total about 1,600. So it's a very big office. We do everything. We handle every case, traffic, misdemeanors, and all the felony cases, as well as a very active civil bureau that handles representing county officials who are sued, and doing, all kinds of things like tax and torts, and it's like a little law firm that we have, or a very big one. It's an honor to represent the State's Attorney's Office and be the elected. As many of my colleagues here today know, back in 2007, when I decided to throw my hat in the ring to run for State's Attorney, it was an uphill battle, and it was a crash course in politics for me, because I had never run for anything before. I was an assistant state's attorney. I spent my whole career there, but I felt very strongly in my qualifications and my ability to run this office. So when I got into that race, it was me and 5 men, one of them an alderman in the city of Chicago, another one a Cook County commissioner, and or 2 aldermen actually. And from the get-go, people counted me out, and people kept saying, "Why are you doing this? You're never going to win." There were people actually that said to my campaign manager, "Why are you helping her? Because who's going to vote for an Alvarez for Cook County State's Attorney?" So I'd like to see that person now to tell them 1.2 million people voted for an Alvarez for Cook County State's Attorney. So it was difficult. It was difficult to raise money. It's difficult to raise money, and I know I'm preaching to the choir because you guys know that. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not a fun thing to do. And particularly for a prosecutor's office, as someone said to me, it's hard to raise money because you have nothing to give them. All you can do is indict people. So, so the checks weren't flowing. But I felt very strongly on what I could do with this office, and just stuck through it. Ended up taking out a personal loan to pay for my commercials to get up on TV, but it made a difference, and I was elected, and I shocked all the so-called political experts. But my last election, I had no opponent in the primary, had an opponent, a Republican opponent in the general, but I won, and I'm in my second term, and so I'm quite happy. But, in the Latino community, we face a lot of challenges. Education is one thing, and to make sure that our kids get that message and that they stay in school, and the dropout rate drops down. But, the issue of violence that affects all communities, but, we do see it, obviously, here in Chicago, and I'm sure in your jurisdictions. And it's something, it's it's really something we can't ignore. Nor should we. Here in Chicago, we've had, and I'm sure you've heard, shootings and violence that I know touches every community. And our gang problem is serious, and it's something that we can't ignore. We have to tackle. And I think we as the Latino community have to understand and see that we all have a part to play in this, to make sure that our kids are safe. Our kids are safe going to school, going to church, going to a park, and that families feel safe. And here in Chicago and in the state of Illinois, and I'm sure you'll hear, the biggest issue, obviously, we've been discussing is gun violence and what can we do for gun violence. And, as state's attorney, I believe that there should be swift and consistent prosecution of people who illegally carry guns, and because those are the people who are out on the street killing our children and killing innocent bystanders. And so I think we have to take a tough stance on the illegal possession of guns, and we have to make sure that we are providing safety for all of our communities, because I think we all believe that too many of young Latinos are lost in the system, either whether lost to a grave or lost to the prison system. And that's something that we face, and we must make sure we do our best to kind of combat that. So we can't ignore it. We have to face it. And I know in your agenda that you're going to be talking about education, you're going to be talking about healthcare. Those are all issues that affect our community. So I will continue to be tough on gangs and tough on gun laws to make sure that Chicago is safer each and every day. But that's why it's so important that this conference is taking place. Because it gives you, as electeds, the opportunity to speak and listen and learn from other jurisdictions, take some new ideas back home, give us some new ideas, because it's always better. Two heads are always better than one, so it's better put the ideas together, talk about it, discuss it, and see what we can all take from it so that we can better all of our communities. So I just think this is a wonderful opportunity for all of you to be here in the city of Chicago, to enjoy what we have to offer, and make sure that we continue to provide for all of our communities, particularly the Latino community, and discuss the most important issues that face all of us. So I just want to wish you the best of luck, and welcome to Chicago. And I said the Blackhawks are wonderful. Baseball in Chicago is pretty bad, and I am a diehard White Sox fan, but they're just as bad as the Cubs this year, which is really upsetting me. So I would tell you to go check out a game, but you may not see a win. I'm sorry, but enjoy it anyway. God bless.